I have a family, I'm X years old, X being the key word. I currently work, not full-time, semi-part-time. I work for the Open University, the business school in particular, and I've done that for many, many years. Thoroughly enjoyed my job because I've sort of gone through the glass ceiling and you know, had to work hard at it actually. As far as training and gymming is concerned, I think my journey actually started in 2018 with an email from my brother saying, "We've done Kilimanjaro, would anyone like to do something different?" And then Nepal came on one of the chats and it was, oh, let's look into this. Done the research, Annapurna Base Camp, we will trek there. It's an 8-day trekking, 12 days staying there, and then we'll do some family visits. But it was a case of, well, hang on, are we fit enough? What does it involve? You know, and you know, we all did our individual research. And I sort of, within a couple of days, I emailed back and say, I'm in, but I don't know what I'm in for. So that journey started then. And then it was a case of, well, we got the itinerary, what was needed, equipment we needed, but the personal fitness to a certain level. Never done it before. So, and it was like, well, how do I train? Do I do it on my own? Now, I think after you get to a certain age, you know your limits. And I had done gym sessions before where you sign up to a gym, you're given a program, you go there, it's all laid out for you, warm up, you do your own thing. But I know myself in the sense that once I feel a niggle or a pain or think, oh, that's enough. I'll do that for 5 minutes and then move on to the next. Oh, I think I've done enough. So I knew I needed a bit more guiding, as it were. And through a work colleague, I found a personal trainer, found a gym, but it was boot camp style. And I remember my first session there. It's great. To be outdoors was great. Activity was great, and get moving was even better. But I soon realised how unfit I was. But also that after you get to a certain age, it was a case of there were a lot of youngsters there who were doing solid boot camp sessions, and you know, I kept it up. Then I signed up for personal training, so I had about 12 weeks worth. I knew what I had to do to get to the next level. It took me through weight training, cardio, the lot. But there was a moment in time where I think I was psychologically saying, well, actually, am I still fit enough to get to the top and do 8 days worth of training? What kind of cardio do I need? What kind of mental capacity do I need? I do specifically remember one PT session I had. He got me on the bicycle, and came a moment I was on the bicycle and I'd done 4 sessions of that already, and I was on the 5th cycle. I knew he was there watching me, and he said, right, Mina, you're on the 5th one, you need to do this within a minute, bang, 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 bang. And 20 seconds into it, I knew I'd reached my limit. I couldn't give any more. And he kept pushing me, he said, you can do it, you can do it, go for it, you can do it. I said, I can't. He said, give it a go, keep going. I felt that moment where that was telling me, can't do it. Yes, you can, but your body's saying, I can't do any more. And I overcame that. And I think that was a changing point for me. I felt quite powerful for me because I'd never done that before. Never in my life. Felt that I could overcome a fear or a moment where I thought, can't do this. And so I had a few more sessions of that. Went to Annapurna, did my trekking, came back, and work was busy. So the training just felt, oh, I'm fit, I've done this, I've done Annapurna. But I hadn't realised just how your body just quickly disengages with how hard you've worked. But I soon realised that, you know, going up an incline, going up steps, climbing up to the top floor at work, I began to feel that uneasiness, that breathlessness, and I thought, nah, can't have this. I worked too hard to get where I was. I'm not going to let go of that. And strangely enough, my Facebook came up with DVCC. Yeah. And then I looked at it and I thought, well, actually, this is for over 50. So what is different? What different things are they doing as opposed to my normal boot camp and gym? Signed up for the trial. I haven't looked back, simply because I've realised that when I was boot camping, I used to get a strain on my elbows. Every time I lifted a weight or did, the bar, didn't feel comfortable the next day. My knees were hurting a lot the next day, but I put it down to I'm using things that I never thought I had before. Yeah. And I think doing the trial here, I realised more gentle for your body to do the weight resistant rather than doing high impact, which I was doing. The cardio had gone, the strength had gone, and the stamina had definitely gone. I kept going, and here I am. No, actually, yeah, I think between 2020 and 2021, when I joined, coming back from my trekking trip, like I say, I was breathless. I didn't think I had any strength in my legs because I was just not feeling it. And I'd gained weight. And I realised that actually I don't want to feel this way, because I know how good it feels to then not feel it and get worse. So I came to DVC with the mindset that A, I wanted to lose weight, B, get my strength back, C, not get super fit, but feel comfortable with what I was doing and keep going with it. I think that was the key thing. And I think that's what DVC's given me in a much more gentler form of training. Although it's not gentle, the team does push you. And you know what? I didn't realise it's like coming to a family here. The music's great, the trainers are brilliant, and yeah. And I think the difference between DVCC and the gym I was going to, every time you go, there's new people there, coming in, going out. So you feel insular in yourself. And I'm quite a shy person by nature, I think. It feels uncomfortable. Whereas coming here, knowing the people, getting to know them regularly, every session you come, you know who's going to come, you get to know them. So it's much easier to get out the home door at home and just come in here and feel comfortable. The key thing here is that I've noticed that the coach does get to know you, gets to know you and your body, the ailments you have. And I think every session I've noticed, so every exercise that we do that involves the use of that part of the body, the trainer's fabulous in saying, are you okay with that? Here's an alternative. And that happens with every client who attends that session. And that's when I think that's great, because it's almost geared up to the individual, but in a team environment. And the encouragement you get from the trainers is fabulous. And I think the trainers get to know you and your capabilities soon. So I know for a few weeks back, I was struggling with something. I had James doing the session, but Henry was keeping an eye on me, and then he said, go on, you can do more. This is great, because it's not the trainer who's running the session, but you feel like all the trainers are looking out for you. And I think that, I love that. I think the one thing, I won't say there's a couple of things, but the one, yeah, exactly. Again, I mentioned this, the friendliness of the staff here, the trainers, getting to know the people, and I've got to know a few good friends who I meet outside of the DVCC now. And it's only a very short space of time, really, if you think about it. But the one thing that keeps them coming here is that I know that every session I do is going to keep me going and keep my body going. And as you get older, that's very important for me, because I think I'm not feeling the aches and pains. I'm not feeling that I'm struggling. I'm not feeling that I'm not going to be able to run up to my car or something if there was an emergency. I can do it now because I know I've done it. And I do say to colleagues and friends, and I think, give it a go. You've got the trial. See how you feel. Test it out. Okay, if you don't like that, that's fine. But give it a go. You have to give it a go. I think I would say to them, you owe it to yourself. Depending on what situation you're in, depending how your body is, if you've had an op or any other ailments or any aches and pains, there will be someone here to support you overcome that. The exercises, what we do, will be adapted to suit you and make it your exercise rather than what everybody else is required to do. And I think that's what I've noticed in the team sessions as well. It was star jumps, and I loved them. I still do. But one day I sort of just strained my ankle. I just slipped on the, one of the steps I was taking, and it just threw me back. And yet my trainer said, it's okay, you can stop, have a break, da da da. So I would say to anyone that you're not going to be forced to do anything that you don't want to do or don't feel comfortable doing in it. Just stop, put your hand up and say, I'm struggling. So anyone joining, I think, I would put myself in their shoes and say, give it a go. You know it's going to be good for you, and there's nothing to lose, everything to gain. I think that's how I just carry that with me.